well. So first of all, we will know about what is database.
Hmm.
So first of all, why we came for database. So generally in olden days, we used to maintain, okay, generally in olden days, that means in early 90s,
Hmm.
okay, like 1990s. So
Hmm.
where computer systems are not yet introduced. That
Hmm.
time we used to maintain database in the form of books and registers.
Okay.
Registers. So although we used to see with our fathers, their attendance used to
Hmm.
carry in
Hmm.
big,
Carry,
large
yeah,
registers.
registers and all. Correct.
Yes, yes. So that is nothing but uh, in those days they used to maintain data in the form of books and
Hmm. Hmm.
registers.
Hmm.
So generally there will be a big drawback carrying data in books. One is the main thing is security.
Hmm.
Anyone can do any modifications in the books, as well
Okay.
as they can tear pages. And other thing is uh, other thing is life of the books is not high.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
after some years they will easily turn. Even if we turn pages to see, they will easily turn. And if any fire accident occurs, books and registers get easily damaged.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
life is low, and security is also very low,
Hmm.
storing data in the form of books and registers. But
Yes.
there is no other media for them to store data. So they maintain this.
Yeah.
So they used to maintain any security card to maintain security or other precautions.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
there is the
Hmm.
only means for them to store data in the form of books and register.
Correct.
But coming into early 2000s, where
Hmm.
systems came into a consideration.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we started storing data in the form of files. It can be .txt files.
Hmm.
Okay. Earlier we call it as doc environment systems we used to have. That means
Okay.
it's not a graphic interface. It is a black systems, logo systems. So floppy disk they used to maintain.
Hmm.
But we will not go in depth with that kind of systems. But Excel is also one sort of storing data in the form of
Hmm. Hmm.
files. But here one issue get resolved, that is life. Why? Because it is a soft copy.
Hmm.
Definitely life of the data in files is high, and it is forever.
Hmm.
If we attach to any mail, we can retrieve it back at any sort of period. Okay,
Correct.
so life is high if storing data in the form of files. But coming to security, again it is a big challenge.
Hmm. Hmm.
Why? Because anyone who knows the location of the file,
Hmm.
they can easily open the file, they can change whatever they can do.
Yeah.
Nothing is there to track who updated it, or although it shows the last updated so and so date, but who updated and what updated, again it is a question mark. So
Correct.
again, security is low, storing data in the form of files. So
Perfect.
that's why databases came into picture. So databases came into picture. Why? Because here any user who is going to use
Hmm.
database, he
Yeah.
should have username and password, nothing but credentials.
Credentials.
Okay. If you don't have credentials, you are
Hmm.
not eligible to use database. So
Correct.
why? Because any user who log in database is going to track every sort of the thing done by the user.
Correct.
Because we also see dictionary tables,
Hmm.
the
Hmm. Hmm.
person who logged in at what time.
Yeah.
So that is also get tracked. In the
Hmm. Hmm.
same manner, if you update any table,
Hmm.
automatically so and so user last updated at so and so point is tracked
Yeah.
in dictionary table.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is here itself security starts in database. Okay. So
Correct.
security is high using
mm,
database.
mm.
So that's why total market uh, shown their face towards database in order to maintain their data security.
Mm, mm, mm.
So security is high, and any user who work in the with the database will be tracked completely.
Correct.
So that's why organization will be in full sort of robust we can say it as a robust shell we call it as. That
Mm, mm.
means no one can hack the data, or anything they if the person is doing, he will be
Yeah,
easily tracked.
yeah, yeah.
And also for all the users, all accesses are not given.
Mm,
If a
mm.
new employee joined, he just
Yeah,
have some read only access.
correct.
Even for some tables only they used to give him access. For some
Mm,
tables they will not give read only access as well.
correct. So
That
like
you
the
yes,
security is like you can define it is user defined and like you can allow the access as per your like choice or kind of work
yes,
or kind of profile.
yes. So based on the roles, the permissions are given.
Correct.
So that is the thing. So what is database? The database is nothing but it is a storage space for data. It is a storage space for data. That means although database is also a program, it is designed by uh, some .NET language or a Java language. Okay,
Okay.
so it is also a program. For example, if you want to uh, listen any music, we used to
Mm,
install VLC player
correct.
rather using uh, default player. Why we use VLC player? It has so many extra features compared to the normal music
Yeah.
player. So that's why
Mm,
what we do, we download it from the website of some VLC organization, and we download it and we use it. In the
mm.
same manner, Oracle also we will uh, get the software setup, download it, and we use it.
Okay.
So that means if you download the VLC player, it is used for playing the uh, media. But
Correct.
if you install database, it is used to store some data. So
Correct.
it is
Correct.
nothing but a briefcase gets installed in your system. A
Mm,
locker gets installed
okay.
with it is with a file structure, file folder structure.
Mm, mm, mm.
So that is in-depth database is nothing but it's a collection of n number of files like log, bin, folders, etc., based on the mm, company which is providing the database. So
Mm,
Oracle will have different file structure. Microsoft SQL Server will have different file structure, but the theme of the companies are same: storing the data with high security.
mm, mm, mm.
So what we do is it is a storage space for data. But I said if it is simply a setup file, we download it, we install it. But how to
Okay.
use database?
Mm, mm, mm.
Again, using database, we cannot directly talk to database. Definitely, a user interface, we call it as database tool, is required to interact with the database. That
Okay.
means having database is not sufficient. We need to have user interface.
Mm.
So that is nothing but for database we call it as DB tools. So DB tools means database tools. So what the any user can connect to the database by using these DB
Tools.
tools.
Yeah.
Okay. Before going into DB tools, we'll just discuss in market how many databases are there, how many
Okay.
organizations are providing databases.
Okay. Okay.
So we see Oracle.
Yeah.
Oracle Why it is always first? Why? Because it is a oldest database, popular
Mm-hmm.
database, and a robust database.
Yeah.
So generally, if it is a oldest database, so why we call it as most popular? Why? Because so many enhancements are done, and at the end it became a robust one.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, 70% of the market is holding Oracle. Why? Because it is having a robust feature of holding the data. So that's why uh, banking sector is normally holding Oracle at one phase.
Okay.
For other phases, they may use different databases, but for banking applications, definitely they will use Oracle, most probably. Although there are competitors for Oracle nowadays, but why
Mm-hmm.
they believe Oracle? Why? Because it was already proved for
Mm-hmm.
years. So they will
Correct.
not try the new one in order to fall in risk.
Correct.
So, so that's why they will definitely prefer Oracle.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because it is proved for years ago, like from 50 years, it is showing its productivity. So that's why 70% of the market, although new technologies come also, they will prefer Oracle itself because they will
Okay.
not risk their business with new
Mm-hmm.
database. Okay. And
Okay.
so in market, how many databases are there? Oracle is one of the provider. We also see Microsoft SQL Server. Okay, this is
Okay.
one provider, and HP Vertica. This is
Okay.
also one database, and Sybase. Okay, and Teradata.
Yeah.
Teradata. MySQL also we see database. Okay,
MySQL is owned by.
yeah, it is also like open source database as well. But if you
Okay.
want the features, we used to take the license.
Mm-hmm.
Now Oracle is also a open source now because it is
Okay.
now tie up with Java, and it is
Mm.
also became the open source.
Okay.
MySQL, and we also see MongoDB,
Yeah.
MongoDB, PostgreSQL, etc. So generally, why these new databases uh, came into picture is nowadays rather for structured data, unstructured data is increasing huge. What is unstructured data is social media data. If you see Facebook, WhatsApp, everything, these
Mm-hmm.
data is there is no structured data because in WhatsApp chat you can send pictures, messages, audio, video, etc., etc.
Correct. Correct.
So that is not a structured data. It is like it's a bulk of data
Mm-hmm.
you are storing. So
Correct.
that kind of data generally they will not go with Oracle. Why?
Okay.
Because Oracle is like it's a structured manner. It will store the data in the form of tables, which is a structured data.
Mm-hmm.
And it is most probably preferable for banking sector. Why? Because every transaction is important in Oracle.
Mm.
If it is stopped middle means it has to roll back.
Correct.
Okay. So so that kind of features are there in Oracle. But for social media accounts, we will not we don't need such kind of scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why some databases called unstructured databases. So MongoDB and Postgre most probably hold unstructured data.
Okay.
That is again a big subject about unstructured data,
Mm-hmm.
although that is also increasing rapidly.
Yeah, because kind of technology is coming and applications are getting developed. So yeah,
Yes, yes,
definitely market is huge.
huge for that. Okay, but you also need to keep in mind that based on the uh, data or the organization, database is also chosen in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
Although any organization will have uh, like banking perspective, they need to have one database,
Mm.
and core perspective, they need to have database.
Okay.
Nowadays, no organization is using only one database. They are
Mm.
using n number of databases based on
Okay.
their usage.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
HRMS, everything is common for all the organizations. That
Correct.
means, so the banking related thing is everywhere common now. So that will not change for every organization. Salaries and these thing. That means salary. That means financial aspects are all common for all the organizations.
Correct.
So
Correct.
so that type of transaction should store in the structured database itself, not
Mm-hmm.
in the unstructured database.
Okay.
Okay. So both are important, but nowadays unstructured data is also booming. Why? Because we see no Facebook accounts,
Correct. Correct.
WhatsApp, how they rigorously within a span of 5 years they are the now booming. uh,
Yeah. Correct. Correct.
yeah, but Google see it has 50 years of career, but
Mm.
it came very slowly.
Yes.
That means the steps are very slow. But coming
Mm.
to the new apps like Twitter, Facebook, everything, they
Yes.
came like 5 years back,
Yeah.
but now they are booming like that because of huge data transfer. And the
Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Correct.
yes, yeah. Next, yeah, we come to next database tools. So we know some of the there are many databases now, but just keep in mind that some of the databases in mind. I will also give you the all the list of databases again, but
Mm.
this is just a demo. I'm just giving you
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
picture on it. Okay.
Okay.
Next. So why we need a database is I said it is a storage space for data. So coming to DB tools, so in order to interact with the database or to connect or to work with database, we need a database tools. Okay, so the user used to connect to the database by using DB tools. Again, in market we see different tools.
Mm-hmm.
So in that we see SQL plus. It's it's a black screen. That is a basic tool. Okay,
Okay.
and SQL developer, PLSQL developer. I'm just listing out all the this Toad. So it is Quest is the organization providing it. And next one, DB Ever, okay, etc. That means all for tools intention is same only. The thing is you can connect, you can give your credentials using this user interface, and you can work on the worksheet with the database. So that means all tools intention is same, but the thing is the graphic usage is different. That's all. But the intention is same.
Okay.
Coming to in market, we see in a SQL developer and Toad DB Ever as well. Most commonly in many organizations. The
Okay.
SQL developer is a common tool. Why? Because it is for Oracle. It automatically this tool also they will provide if you install Oracle. So that's why
Okay.
definitely by default you see SQL developer
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because Oracle is only providing SQL developer tool.
Mm-hmm.
But Toad is again we need license because Quest is the
Code is not a
organization.
open source one.
It is not a open source. We need
Okay.
to buy this from the. Although we can install in our local systems using cracked versions, but I
Mhm.
will show you now how the Toad looks and DB Ever also.
Okay.
Okay. So the basic need of DB tool is so in order to work with database, definitely we need DB tools.
Correct.
So it is only database if you install, nothing we can do.
Mhm.
Database tool is required to work with database. Okay.
Okay.
Now, our first question, what is SQL then? So SQL is a basic language. It's a basic language to interact, to interact with database, or we also call it as to work with database. We need to learn SQL language. So SQL is nothing but we call it a structured query language. It's a query language. It's a sort of asking questions to the database. Do this, do that, like that. So that's why it is called as a query language. We call it a structured query. So in some other cases, they call it as standard query languages. That means it's a
Mhm.
basic language.
Yeah.
Okay. So basic language to interact to or to work with database is SQL. So if you learn SQL, what we can do? Generally, if you learn SQL, we can do mainly three activities. So it is what? So one is we can retrieve the or we can fetch the existing data. So
Okay.
already stored data, we can
We can fetch and retrieve. Yeah.
retrieve it. So so that is the first action we can perform. If you learn SQL, we can easily look at the data which is already stored. The other thing we can do if you learn SQL is we can insert, okay, or we can store data. Okay, that means we can insert new data.
Yeah.
And the third thing is we can update or change data. So already existing data, we can change it by using SQL. So what are the three actions we can perform if we learn SQL is we can fetch the data, we can insert the data, we can update the existing
Update the
data.
data. Correct.
So once if you learn SQL, you can only perform these three activities with the database. Okay, you can perform
Correct.
these
Correct.
three
Yeah.
activities.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why we are learning SQL in order to interact or to work with database.
Database. Correct.
Okay, I also just give you a word with PLSQL as well. So
Mhm.
then why we need PLSQL? PLSQL, the name itself says it's a programming language. That means we used to program these queries, okay,
Mhm.
based on the business. For example, I will give you one Flipkart example. See,
Okay.
every organization has database. That's why only that items are looking on the front screen. Although it is a Java program on the front screen.
Yeah.
But see, if you search for one item, for example, I want to buy a watch.
Hmm.
Once if you click watch, automatically all the items will get drop down in the Flipkart portal.
Correct.
Got it? So once if you click or select one item, it will definitely give you like okay, add it to your cart like that.
Mhm.
So that means action is performing one by one. Okay. So for example, there are only two items left. How that it is showing in red mark, again only two items left. You understood, no? So when you are
Correct.
purchasing any item, below that in the red mark, it is showing what? Only two items left. That means why, how that it's popped up. So that means they write a procedure regarding the count of remaining stock. So for example, it is a watch of blue color. So there are
Yeah.
only two blue color watches. So they write a procedure below that. So once if it is come to 5 below, automatically this red mark icon will be popped up saying that only four items left. Okay, now you purchased one more item. Then after a second, if the another guy is going to purchase, he will get only three items left below.
Correct.
So Java program will not do that thing. Based on the data only, that kind of message it is getting popped up. So that means PL SQL advantage is that we will write a business logic by using PL SQL. So one
So
more
like,
example. Yeah, yeah. Say
yeah, it's like yeah, we can program and like it is something which will be data will be updated with the latest records kind of. You need
yes.
not to perform or like a make a trigger. Okay, so it is
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of automated availability of the recent quantity or whatever business requirement is this. So latest
Yes.
update will be available.
Yes,
You
yes.
can program the
They
same.
yes, yes. What Java developer will do, he will map that portion or that cell with a
Mhm.
procedure.
Okay.
Automatically in that portion, so what has to be highlighted that will be called and that procedure will execute and it will give the result.
Mhm. Okay.
Got it? For example, if you go for IRCTC,
Yeah.
so what you will do, you will select today I am going from source to a destination. You will enter the source details. Okay,
Yeah.
you will enter the destination details.
Yeah.
So at the end, you will give your all particulars, how many are traveling,
Yes.
ages, everything. So based on the given details, already IRCTC will have the database base saying that for this distance, for so and so train, this is the fare. Okay,
Okay.
if the age limit is there, like for older people the charge is 30% discount is there, no, that also has to be
Yes.
calculated. So based on the four members what you have selected, what the calculation of the fare will be done, one procedure will execute. What it will do,
Mhm.
okay, two adults are there, so normal fare what is there in the table it will be picked up and it will get added. So normally it will double because both are normal people. But the other two are they are the higher citizens, like senior citizens. So their
Mhm.
charge has to be reduced by 30%. Automatically procedure based on the age criteria, the 30% fare of the same train will get added. And at the end, if you click the submitting the details, automatically your fare gets generated.
Correct.
Is it? So how it happens? It happens because of a procedure written at that calculation.
Mhm.
Got it? So that
Got
means
it. Got it. Got it.
so databases, if you write a logic at the database level, so that is done at by using PL/SQL only.
Okay.
So you are programming the data by using PL/SQL.
Mhm.
Okay.
Got it.
Programming a screen is different. That is Java program. But
Mhm.
programming the data, see, based on your dynamic data only, that ticket is calculated.
Correct.
So that is already data is there in the tables. You are giving
Mhm.
your input. Based on
Correct.
your input, output is getting generated. That means
Yes.
you are programming the data.
Correct.
So that is called PL/SQL. Now you got an idea. So PL/SQL is nothing but you are writing a logic. That's why I said no, based on
Mhm.
the business logic. So here IRCTC business is different. Flipkart
Yes.
business is different. But based
Correct.
on the business logics, you are writing a logic on the data.
Yeah.
So that is called PL/SQL. So PL/SQL is a programming language. So you are going to build logics based on the business requirement.
Got it. Got it.
Okay. Okay, right here. So build logics based on business requirements. Okay, on data. Here the
Yeah.
only prospect is you are writing the logic on data.
Correct.
So once you go depth, you will get more interest. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
if you are learning any subject also, if you know why we are doing this, definitely you will dig it.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. So this is just a overview. So why we need SQL and why we need PLSQL.
Yes.
Okay. Just I will show you. I installed my database. What I did, I went to the Oracle site and just I installed the setup file. I will also install on your system once you are ready.
Okay.
Okay. But see, once if I install, what happened? This folder gets created. So generally this is in the start menu.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically Oracle folder gets created. That means all the relevant softwares related to Oracle needed. Okay. Okay. Here created. So automatically I said no, here Oracle, it is only providing SQL developer, SQL
Oh,
plus.
okay.
Automatically if you install Oracle database, automatically they are only providing SQL developer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said SQL plus is a basic tool. It is simply a black and white screen. So it is definitely see every database is highly secure. Why? Because directly it is asking username.
Mm.
Only after
Yeah.
username only you can log it. So this is the basic tool. Okay. So once if you install database, what happen is, see for example, here I installed my database on C drive. Okay. So in C drive, so
Mm.
this app is app for Oracle. They noted it like app. Okay. So
APT, okay.
yeah, this folder gets created. This folder structure get created. So once you install database, here I installed 12C database. So that based on in the product I got the version and this is the folder. I said no file folder structure.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is C. So this is the database. So, w-
Okay, so it's like okay. In which part, like what happens? Like suppose when we are going inside this app and lot many photos and files are there.
yes, yes,
So basically under which folder or like this, like we create tables and where data. Suppose I create a table.
yes. But
Okay.
based on the folder structure, we cannot dig it. So that's
Okay.
why we go with our query level. So we will check from the query level.
Okay.
So this is like, see, it is like completely different notations.
Yeah.
We cannot
Yeah. Yeah.
identify. Here we see because it is also having a JDK. That was Java related files also there.
Okay.
So that means you are going to connect from the other data, other tool, DB tool to this database.
Mm-hmm.
So from that tool, this database should invoke it. Is it? So uh, so we just keep what. So once if you create a database in your system, this app folder get created. So every action what you are performing on the database, this size will get increased. Okay.
Okay.
So for example, see when I install this database, it is around 5 GB. Now it came to 11 GB means. So some sort of things I may do. Okay. Maybe I am saying wrong. Maybe 9 GB. It may be 2 GB data. Maybe due to these teachings, it got increased or not. Maybe.
Yeah.
So that means database size gets increases.
Yeah.
Okay. At the
Got it.
installation part, you will understand because every detail we will only give how much
Mm, yeah.
space we need, how much we want to create, like that, everything.
So
Okay.
like okay, so we can define our own like size of the database also.
Yes, yes. Actually, setup file will have some particular scenario. There, that setup file will require what we say this much space, like 6 GB I want for this setup.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because see this folder structure, it is 11 GB bits. Maybe at the time of installation, it was around 6 GB maybe. So that means if your system don't have that 6 GB size, your setup will only not get installed.
Correct.
Okay, got it. So based on the system size, database can increase, no issues.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why in organizations, the size also is a big concern. So they
Yeah.
always look for minimizing the size only. So they try to store the data in a efficient manner, not in inefficient manner.
Correct.
Okay. So that also we need to keep in mind. So now just I am showing you this is the database I installed. And so by using, see, this is the Oracle SQL developer. So what we do to connect to the same database, for
Mm-hmm.
example, I am the first time I am connecting it. So for example, I am giving you, so Prashant. Uh, so I know this user, this we only created, no, Scott and Tiger. Generally,
Yeah.
why we use this is we have some basic tables for this. So that's why we use this to teach. But if you join any organization, they will give your own username, your password.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember the Scott and Tiger from my college days.
Yes, yes. Generally, we only can create it. Instead of
Mhm.
here, we can create Prashant as well as another password. It. We can create the same tables here, or else we can change the names and create. No issues.
Mhm.
So general scenario, we are going like that way. But the thing is, theme will be same, but we can create it. That's why we need to learn like that way. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay.
here just if you are go join any organization, they will give you the credentials. But here
Mhm.
local host means we can give our own IP address of this system, or else database is local only. No, that's why I can write this keyword local host. Okay,
Okay,
but
okay.
in organization they will give you IP address,
IP address of the database.
database IP address of the database.
Okay,
Here IP address of my system and the database is same. So that's why I am writing localhost.
okay, okay, okay. Got it.
But in our organization, database is installed at some other location, some other system. So that's
Correct,
why they will give their IP address.
correct,
Okay.
correct, correct.
And the port number also differs. Okay. And here database name is also mandatory. Here my database name is ORCL. At the time of installation, I kept my this name. You can also keep your name as well at the time of installation. So we can
Mhm.
use that one. So once after giving this, we have an advantage that we can test our credentials are correct or not. Yeah, it is showing success. We are connecting it. So once you
Okay.
are connecting our chart open, that means our worksheet. So here we write our queries.
Queries. Okay, okay.
Okay. So here simple query, we know it star means all the data from the table. So I am firing it. So you will get all the data of the a single table. Okay, it's just a
Okay.
simple query. I'm not going into the subject. So just
Mhm.
so we how we connect to the database with a SQL developer. Okay, same thing we
Okay,
will perform with Toad. So Toad also I have. If you want this also in your system, I will install it. It's a crack version. Okay,
okay, okay.
I
Yeah.
will give you the link and you can download it and simple installation setup parts. See
Okay,
here Toad will have many features. Okay, but here also the same intention is same only. See here what we will do in the connections, we will give the connection details. Okay. So generally I have given the connections here. So if you go here, if you are providing a new connection, you will give the details here. The same I already shown to someone. So I already noted it. So I connected
new
it.
connection means a new user login.
Yeah, you can give the new user here and another connection gets generated here. But here this graphical interface is different compared to SQL developer. That's all.
Okay,
Here only directly showing the connections, but for Toad, it is showing like a different approach, but the same intention is same. All the details you are giving the same manner.
mm, mm, mm.
Here, what we do is in direct we will give host number, port, and the database name.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
and we will connect it. So automatically I save this connection. I'm double clicking on it. So automatically my connection is connected. So
Okay.
here this is the worksheet.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
Select star. But my class I am going to teach on SQL developer only. I don't want to confuse you going on one on the other. On the first class, I am showing you how the other
Yeah,
tools are
yeah.
there.
If I require, like, because in my organization, like these developers are using Toad also.
Mm.
So just I will, if required, I will just
You can
understand.
practice. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can.
I will just take a overview of the application. Okay,
Yes,
what is
yes,
the meaning of what, and
yes,
like
yes,
these tools and what is the functionality and all.
yes, yes,
Basic. Yeah, yeah,
yes. Okay. So here that means the options for the Toad are many. So here see, if you compare with Toad, we have some advanced features on in this. Okay, that in coming classes we will be knowing it. But
which having advanced feature like Toad or like a developer.
in Toad only. Why?
Okay,
Because
okay.
Toad is a private agency, no? So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why their intention is to use the get the tool in different approach. Like means,
Correct.
so that's why we have many features in this. Okay, I will let you know that features. I will list out you all the features, advanced features compared to SQL developer, which we don't see.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah, but as of now, just I'm saying that this interface is different, but the intention is same only. You will get the
yeah.
same. So here SQL Toad is also done. I'm also having DB Ever as well. Okay, just I'm
Mhm.
showing you. The intention is same. Tools are different.
Okay.
Okay, here also we will give the connection details. Okay, so if you see here edit connection, so here see the same details I have given. Okay,
Mhm.
but DB Ever advantage is here is in DB Ever we can connect like here in DB Ever we have an advantage of connecting multiple databases on the same engine. Although in other tools also we have, but in DB Ever we have a clear approach on connecting other databases.
Mhm. Mhm.
Got it? So see here you got Oracle icon here. See.
Mhm. Yeah.
So if you connected to, for example, here this was other database actually. So this
Mhm.
was the other database. So maybe it was IBM database or something. Okay.
Okay.
So that icon will get approached. That means it was like this tool was like specific for different databases.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. But intention is same only. That same tool.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it.
Got it. Got it.
So this is just a overview that how many different database tools are there and what is there, how is their graphical interface. Okay. Coming to black and white screen, we see here just it is asking for username.
Yeah.
So Scott. But this SQL plus we only use at that instant level only. You understood? That means
Which level?
here,
Which level?
see for example, my database installed here itself. So I
Okay.
can use SQL plus tool on the same instance. Why? Because here I'm not connecting anywhere. Automatically it is asking the user name.
Mhm.
Got it? That means it will connect to the local system only.
Okay. So it is okay when your DB and like application is on the same uh
Yeah,
server kind of.
we are going to use SQL plus.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it?
Got
Yeah.
it.
It is not connection oriented. It is like database specific. So if you are working on the same instance, that means where the database is there, you can use SQL plus. Although, but SQL plus is not that clear view because see
Correct.
here, the select star from EMP, the same thing here. Enter. So earlier, SQL developer, these things are not that like maybe they used to cost on these. So that's why they used to use this SQL Plus only because it's
Okay.
a free version that time. But
Mm-hmm.
now SQL developer also they opened freely. Earlier they used to cost for SQL developer as
Okay. Okay. Okay.
well. So that's why see they used to use here also we can maintain the data clearly by setting lines 100, pages 100. So now see the same query if I run, see now the data is clear compared to the earlier. Why? Because you are just setting the format
Okay.
correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But this is not required here, setting lines and everything.
Okay.
Because got it? Yeah.
Yeah, it has already been formatted
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah. So earlier we used to learn these sort of commands to get the data clearly. Why? Because
Mm.
SQL Plus is a primary tool that time. But now
Again.
this is not. This is just a backend tool now.
Mm, mm, mm.
Got it?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
This is just an idea of what is database and why we are learning SQL and PLSQL.
That-
Just